The chapter name Big Bite. Let's see the objectives. Okay, let's see the objectives. So you need to understand before you move to the lesson. We have to see what are the objectives. What are we going to gain before you go to a place or before you do something? You know that what you are achieving through that, right? But if you are going to a place, you should have a purpose, right? Without a purpose, we will not go to a place, or without an agenda, we will not do a thing. In the same manner, uh, the course has been given to you with some purpose or with some objectives. The course has been given to you with some objectives. So let's see what are the objectives of the class. What are the objectives of the class? So we will have the theme being discussed. We will have the theme being discussed. The theme of the story will be discussed in proper. Then we will we will see to the feelings and behavior of reptiles and other living creatures. We will see through it. Okay. So, secondly, we will see through the feelings and behaviors of reptiles. We will see through the feelings and behaviors of reptiles and other living creatures. So, what we need to understand is, so many people doesn't have any concern for the creatures or any animals. Doesn't have any concern for any creatures or animals. But we are not supposed to be like that. We should have good feeling. We should feel empathy. We should feel sympathy. All these should be within us concerning the creatures. And think critically about people's superstitions and blind faith in untrained medicine man. So, if you look upon the villages in India, you could see at many places people are still superstitious. They will be going here and there without any idea of whether the person whom they are approaching is able to heal them or not. So much superstition is still with people. So you have to have a critical thinking. You are not supposed to think normally. You have to think critically. You have to think critically about people's superstition and blind faith in untrained medicine man. Then again, think critically about the myth that all snakes are dangerous. So it's a myth. So what does the word myth means? M-Y-T-H myth. What does the word myth means? Okay, let's see. So myth means a traditional or legendary story, usually concerning some being or hero event. It may not be a true story. It may be a traditional kind of an oral tradition. People would have spoken over a long period of time, consistently being spoken from a long period of time till now. But it may not have any logical relevance. It may not have any scientific support. So there are several myths, and one among such myth is that all snakes are dangerous. So one among such a myth is all snakes are dangerous, but it's not a true thing. Uh, Only few snakes are dangerous. I mean, only few snakes are poisonous, not about dangerous. Only few snakes are poisonous, others are not. So as we move forward, we will study about that. Realize the importance of timely and effective communication. So we have to have a proper communication at the right time. Taking the right decision at the wrong time will not do any favor. Do you know that? We usually hear that, right? So taking the right decision at the wrong time may not do a or may not give us the complete benefit. So the right decision should be taken at the right time. In the same manner, communication should be done at the exact time or at the proper time in an effective manner. If we don't communicate effectively, it will not give us a proper response or proper result. So we are going to discuss about that also. Then realize that silence is not always good. So you need to understand you should not be always silent. You should not be always silent. So at times when you have to, you have to speak, you should speak. It is not always good to be silent. So that also we will study. We are going to study some new words, and we are going to study some past tense, and we are going to see the difference between regular and irregular verbs, and we are going to form adverbs and adjectives and learning to use them appropriately. And we are going to frame requests and inquiries and short descriptions of the thing. So these are the things that we are going to, these will be the objectives, or these are the things that we are going to receive as we are studying the portion. So just now, as quickly say going through, you don't have to worry about it. Now, let's come to the portion. Our portion is snake bite. So you should be, by listening or by hearing the topic itself, you may got an idea about the lesson, right? It could be the in the story there should be the character of a snake, or somebody being bitten by a snake or something or the other should be there, because the title itself is given as a snake bite, right? So the title, since the title itself is given as snake bite, you could be sure that in the story there could be a snake and a snake bite. All these things could be there. Now, the lesson begins by asking a question to us. How the lesson is beginning here? The lesson is beginning by asking a question to us. So, what's the question being asked here? Yes, the question is, have you ever teased an animal? I told you all to keep the textbook with you. I have told you to take the printout of your textbook. So I hope you all are having the textbooks with you. And the word meaning you can write in the margin, or else like you can write on the top of the word. Okay. So the word meanings you can write either at the side or at the paragraph. Sorry, the meanings of the words can be either written at a side or to the top of the words. So the first word is teased. Tease. 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 So what does the word tease means? The word tease means make fun, make fun of, or attempt to provoke in a playful way. So what does the word tease means? Make fun or attempt to provoke in a playful way. That is the word tease means, to make fun or attempt to provoke in a playful way. So, have you ever teased an animal? So, the question is asked to us is that have you ever teased an animal? What did your elders have to say to you? So, when you tease an animal, what your elders are going to say to you? Of course, they are saying you shouldn't do that, right? They would say, no, you're not supposed to tease it. You're not supposed to play with. You can play with an animal if it's not dangerous. Like you could play with a cow, you could play with some animal, but you don't have to play with a snake or a poisonous animals or something like that, right? So you have to stay away from it. But you could play with an animal that is not poisonous or not dangerous, and also you make sure that you are an appropriate age to play with it. How did the animal react? So when you tease an animal or when you play with an animal, it's okay to play again teasing. If you tease an animal, how did the animal react? The animal may not be happy to you, right? Did you think about how the animal felt? This is very very important. Okay, so near to here we have a zoo. So often in the zoo, what happened? I have been seeing people playing with and teasing the animal. The animals will be in the cage. So everybody who are in the zoo want to see the animal in its ferocious uh, manner. They want the animal. If it is a lion, they want the animal to roar, or any animal they want to see in a different manner. So everybody tease them. So how do you feel the animals would feel? Because when somebody teases an animal, it is not happy, right? It's in a cage. It cannot talk. It cannot respond. It often gets irritated. It often gets angry. So we should imagine ourselves being kept in a cage and somebody being coming and teasing us. Will we be happy about it? No, we will not be happy about it, right? We may feel bad about it, right? So that is the same case here. So we should not be teasing an animal. In this story, the narrator. So who is a narrator? The word meanings you can write it down. Who is a narrator? Narrator, a person who narrates something, a person who or speaks, a narrate, somebody who's telling a story, somebody who's telling his own life. All these comes under narration. So in this story, in the story, we have a narrator by the name Raja. The narrator Raja is an innocent young boy. So the narrator Raja, the name of the narrator is what? Raja. He is what? He's an innocent young boy. Huh? So he is an innocent. Innocent means what? Not guilty of a crime or offense. Okay, innocent means yeah, not guilty of a crime or offense. So he's a simple guy. Basically, he's a simple guy. He is adventurous. Okay, innocent means what? You can write it down. Okay, I will be checking your notes. After a while, I'll be asking you all to send your textbooks because most of the works you are going to do in your textbook. So make sure you are writing the meanings of the words in your textbook itself, and you have to take a photo of the pages and you have to send it to me. So please make sure you are writing the meaning. Even after the classes, it's a recorded session. I will be sending the recorded classes to you. You can watch it again if there is a doubt. And also at the same time, please make sure that you could watch other YouTube videos and make sure that you are understanding it. So innocent means not guilty of a crime or offense. So what does the word innocent means? Not guilty of a crime or offense. So who was an innocent young boy? Raja was an innocent young boy. He is adventurous. So what does the word again? Adventurous. We got another word. He is adventurous. So what does the word adventurous means? What does the word adventurous? You could write down these words if you needed because the spelling may also need to be by heart. So the word adventurous means willing to take risks or try out new methods, ideas, or experience. So some people are, so if, when you are with some people, you feel like it's so boring, right? Because they will be doing the same thing again and again. But there are some people who are adventurous. Sometimes, you know, some people will always go through the same road. But some adventurous people, what they do, they take different road, even among young children or the little children also. They will try to do something new. And it's all, and whenever people try to do something new, there is always this possibility of making mistakes, but that is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. You know, one of the character or one of the characteristics of human beings is that human beings are that they make mistakes. You know, they make mistakes, and this is the mistake, or it is that it is the mistakes that makes us into creative human beings, or else our lives could have been so boring. If you are giving a work to a computer or okay, to a computer or a machine, the same work will be done by the computer or the machine for millions of time without making any mistake. So since there are no mistakes being made, the same thing will be continued. But for a human being, they may make mistakes, and since they are making mistakes, creativity will be there. You know, the thing may not be remaining the same. There will be more and more creative things coming up because we make mistakes. So it is okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be creative. It's okay to do and experience new things in our life. Here again, he is adventurous. So what does the word adventurous means? Write it down. Willing to take risks. So what does the word adventurous means? Willing to take risks or to try out new methods, ideas, or experience. So the word adventurous means willing to take risks or try out new methods, ideas, or experiences. That is the word adventurous means. So he is adventurous, and likes to meddle. What he loves to do? He loves to meddle. Let's see the meaning of the word meddle. 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 What does the word meddle means? Interfere in something that is not one's concern. So what does the word meddle means? Interfere in something that is not one's concern. It is not concerning him, but he is interfering in that, like kind of poking. Sometimes people used to say, you know, don't poke your nose into it, kind of. So meddle means interfering in something that is not one's concern. So he is adventurous and likes to meddle with creatures like snakes and bees. His grandparents are his grandparents are concerned about his well-being and safety. So his grandparents are concerned about what? His well-being and safety. Once, when a bee stings him, they think he has been bitten by a snake. So it's very interesting, right? One day he was bitten by a bee, but the parents thought that he was bitten by a snake. He was bitten by a snake. Once when a bee stings him, they think he has been bitten by a snake. Once when a bee stings him, they think he has been bitten by a snake. Try to read the text as many as times as possible. Try to read the text as many times as possible. That will help you to have a better understanding about the grammar and will help you, to study properly and with proper pronunciations and all. His grandfather takes him to a man whom he believes can cure snake bite. Now, what is happening here? The boy's grandfather takes him to a man. The boy's grandfather takes him where? Takes him to a man whom the grandfather believes can cure snake bite. Let us read the story and see what happens. So we are going to read the story and we are going to see what is happening over here. Let us read the text. We are going to read out the text. One day, I saw a small snake in the compound. Okay, what does the author, the narrator or the author, what is he seeing? One day, not one day, one day. One day, I saw a small snake in the compound. So what the narrator saw? The narrator saw a small snake in the compound. What is the word compound? You know the word snake, right? Yeah, you know the word snake. Now, what does the word compound mean? COMPOUND. What does the word compound means? Okay, so we can say, okay, compound of a house could give the proper meaning. Compound of a house. The compound of a house means the term compound in real estate has some to mean a group of buildings on a large single residential property. Means like uh, it's a place where things all are kept together. Things all are kept together. Or our compound means our house and compound means in front of the house there could be the portion which there could be a fence. So within the fence and the whole property can be called as the compound. Okay. So one day I saw a snake in the compound. Now, what the snake was doing, it was crawling along slowly. Okay. So what is happening? One day I saw a small snake in the compound. So what does the narrator saw in the compound? The narrator saw a small snake in the compound. What the snake was doing when the author saw him? The snake was crawling along. It was crawling. Crawling means, here it is. Moving slowly, pulling the body along the ground. You could see it here. So not calling, crawling. So what does the word crawling means? Moving slowly, pulling the body along the ground. That is called the crawling. Moving slowly, pulling the body along the ground. So it was crawling along slowly, but when it saw me, it moved away quickly and hid itself in a coconut shell. So this experience you all would have had in your life, right? So the snakes are like that. The snakes are like that. When they usually maybe just moving around here and there like that, but immediately when it saw someone, it will immediately move to somewhere or the other, right? So the snake was crawling along slowly, but when it saw me, it moved away quickly. And what did the snake do? It hid itself in a coconut shell. And the snake did what? And it hid itself. It hid itself in a coconut shell. I quietly went near and closed the mouth of the coconut shell with a stone. So, what the author did, what the narrator did, he quietly went near and closed the mouth of the coconut shell with a stone. Okay, so the narrator quietly means without making any noise. So, the narrator quietly went near and did what? And closed the mouth of the coconut shell. And what did he do? He closed the mouth of the coconut shell with his stone. Then I took the shell. Have you seen coconut shell? Yes, it can be found in Kerala a lot and in other parts of India like Andhra, Tamil Nadu. All we can see the coconut tree. So he closed the mouth of the coconut shell with a stone. Then I took the shell and ran to grandmother. Then what did he do? Then the author took the shell and ran to grandmother. Look, grandma, I cried. I have caught a snake. What is he crying? Look, grandma, I cried. I have caught a snake. Snake? The grandmother is she's not saying snake. No, snake. Asked grandmother in alarm. What does the word alarm means? You would have already know alarm, right? Yeah, we keep alarm in our mobile to wake up in time and like that. Huh? So the word alarm means an anxious awareness of danger. The word alarm literally means an anxious awareness of danger. We just say alarm, alarm, but the word alarm literally means an anxious awareness of danger. Snake asked grandmother in alarm. She was shocked. Alarm, grandmother was shocked. She cried for help. Grandfather came running. So she was shocked and she started to cry, and the grandfather came running. When he learned that I had a snake in the shell. So who is narrating the story? The narrator, right? So he's telling that when the grandfather learned that I had a snake in the shell, he snatched. Okay, we are studying lots of new words. Okay, he snatched. What did he do? He snatched. Very good word. You have to study. What does the word snatched means? Yeah, snatched means steal something, or steal something, quickly secure or obtain when a chance presents itself. So what it's like a quickly secure or obtain something when a chance presents. So keep your mic mute. Okay, I hear some somewhere some noises. Okay. Snake asked grandmother in alarm. She was shocked. She cried for help. Grandfather came running. When he learned that I had a snake in the shell, he snatched the shell. Snatched, right? Yeah, quickly seized in a rude or eager way. He snatched the shell, and what he did? And threw it away. What the grandfather did? He just threw it away. The snake, so once he threw the shell away, the snake crawled away and disappeared behind some bushes. So there were some bushes there. So the snake crawled away and disappeared behind some bushes. Grandfather warned me. What is the word warn? WARNE. Want. Or WARN. Warn. Warn meaning grandfather one, inform someone in advance of a possible danger. Okay, please write these things in your textbook. If you have any doubt, you can watch the recorded lectures later and you can do it again. I'm going to, because if I go very slow, this is going to take the whole day. Huh? So I'm going a bit faster, I know that, but you're having a recorded lecture, so you can watch it again. You can write down the needed portion. Okay, so both the students who are on the base level and who are on intermediate level will be benefited. Grandfather warned me. So the word meaning of warn is inform someone in advance of a possible danger. So the word warn means inform someone in advance of a possible danger. The grandfather warned me never to go near a snake. So what was the warning from the grandfather's side? Never to go near a snake, because snakes were very dangerous. So the grandfather is telling, he is having the myth. He is having the myth that all the snakes are dangerous, because he is not telling here some snakes are dangerous. What he is telling is all snakes are dangerous. So what does it indicate? It indicates that the grandfather is having the myth, or grandfather has such a belief that all snakes are poisonous. All snakes are poisonous. Later in the see the narrator, he is again an adventurous guy. Huh? Never he got into a problem, but again he getting into more and more problem, like some of us, right? So later in the evening, that means at a later period of time. Okay, at a later period of time, again the narrator or the author is telling, I tried to catch a bee and it stung me on my finger. Please follow me on the text also. Okay. Later in the evening, I tried to catch a bee and it stung me on my finger. So what does the bee did? It just stung. It's like the word we use for the bee bite is stung. So he tried to catch a bee and a bee stung him. I felt a sharp pain. If you have got the experience of being bitten by a bee, you would experience that. I had such an experience. One day I was coming on my bike to the office, and on the way I was bitten by a bee. So there will be immediate pain, a sharp pain, quickly on our body. Wherever you received the bite or the stung, you will have a sharp pain immediately over there. I felt a sharp pain. I ran to grandmother and told her that I had been bitten and wanted her to do something to stop the pain. So what is happening here? Here again, you need to understand there is a problem happening here. Here, there is a broken conversation. So we already discussed on the objectives of the lesson. That one thing that you are going to learn about is if you are not communicating things properly, you could be in trouble. So that we are going to see over here. See here, I ran to grandmother. Who ran to grandmother? The narrator ran to grandmother and told the grandmother that I had been bitten. And told the grandmother that I had been bitten and wanted her to do something to stop the pain. I wanted my grandmother to stop something. Uh, I wanted my grandmother to do something so that I would get some relief from my pain. See, one thing that you need to understand here, a problem is happening. What is the problem happening over here? Yes, the narrator isn't communicating the whole thing properly. Then there is a broken conversation over here. What is the broken conversation? The narrator is telling to grandmother that the narrator is telling to grandmother that I am bitten. I am bitten. Oh, and she's not, and she's only telling, and she's only telling that okay, my daughter is here, she's making some noise. Okay. Okay, so what is happening? The narrator is only telling that I have been bitten by something, and he is not properly communicating from where he has received the bite. So you need to understand the problem over here is they already something had happened over there. What had happened? Already the boy was playing with a snake. So immediately the grandmother start to assume that the boy was bitten by a snake, because we always try to relate with our immediate circumstances. We always try to relate with our immediate circumstances. So that was happening here. That is happening here. What is happening here? The boy is telling, I am bitten. He's not communicating properly. And what is happening over here is, you know, already there has been already the boy was playing with the snake. So the grandmother immediately thought or immediately assumed that the boy was bitten by a snake. Grandmother thought I had been bitten by a snake. She called out to grandfather. She was not just, she was not just calling to someone, she was called out. She was screaming. You can say the word screaming. Maybe you can write it in your text. Screaming. 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 The grandmother screamed to grandfather, come and see what has happened to Raja. The grandfather was somewhere in the field and she cried out by saying, come and see what had happened to Raja. Let's move to the next paragraph. Before you come to the next class, make sure you have understood it properly. Read the portion and whatever I told you, read the text and send me a voice note. Read the text and send me a voice note in the WhatsApp. And also, if you have any doubt or if you want to do anything, please let me know on the WhatsApp. Grandfather came at once. Who came? Grandfather came at once. He looked at my finger. There was a blue mark. So when the grandfather looked at my finger, he saw what? He saw a blue mark. Without a word, he took me in his arms and started running. So, what quality of the grandfather is seen over here? What quality of the grandfather? It's pure love. It's the pure love of the grandfather, because the grandfather, okay, he may not be educated. He may be a person who does not have much knowledge about the snake or snake bite. Already, we know that he believes all snakes are dangerous. So that is that knowledge is lacking in him. Again, he couldn't identify with the bitten place. Okay, usually if a snake bites someone, by seeing the portion that's been bitten, you could identify whether it's a snake or some other animal, or some other creature. So here again, the grandfather, by seeing the bitten mark, also he couldn't identify. So that was also lacking over him. But still again, see the love of the grandfather. So this is something that we need to understand. So it is often not about how good or how much knowledge we are having or somebody is having. It's not the matter. It's about the love we have towards people. See, the grandfather was having such a greater love. Sometimes we go behind people who are talented, who are good, who have money, but they may not have such a love. The grandfather is an uneducated person, but he is having such a pure love towards his son. Grandfather came at once. He looked at my finger and there was a blue mark. So what did he saw? He saw a blue mark. Without a word, even there again a problem. The grandfather is not asking him what happened, where happened, when happened. Nothing he was asking. He also presumed that it was a snake. Why? Already there was a problem of already he was playing with the snake. So he already since he was playing since he had been playing with a snake, he presumed that it was a snake. So grandfather also thought it was a snake. Without a word, he took me in his arms and started running. He ran across the garden. He ran across the garden and through the paddy field. So it could be a village and the paddy fields. He ran and did not stop until he reached a small house. So he ran and ran. So you see the love of the grandfather. He was not caring about will he be bitten by a snake or will he fall into the paddy field? Nothing he was thinking. That much he loved the grandchild. That's what I was telling again and again. Don't always look people upon their education and status, all that thing. You may not find the pure love upon them. But sometimes we have to understand the pure love of people, the sincere love of people who are uneducated and common people. So he ran and ran and did not stop until he reached a small house, quite some distance away from our home. So he ran for such a long distance and he finally reached over there. Then he shouted for the man who lived there. Then he did what? Then he shouted for the man who lived there. An old gray-haired man came out of the house. So who is coming out of the house? An old gray-haired man. That means very old man. A very old man is coming out of the house. So usually in a village setting, people have such a belief that if somebody is of gray hair, he has got so much knowledge. It is true to some extent. It is true to some extent, of course, but some of the knowledges may not be true. Some may be having wrong information. That is also there, but it could also be true. He knew the cure for snake bite. So who knew the cure for the snake bite? The gray-haired man living in the small house. So who knew the cure for the snake bite? That old man living in the small house knew the cure for the snake bite. Grandfather asked him to cure me. So what is the grandfather asking? Please cure my son. Or he could have been crying, please help my grandson. Sorry, help my son. He is about to die. Yeah, please help my grandson. He was bitten by a snake. Please do something. Please heal him. That could be the way he would have been crying. The old man took me inside. The old man took the boy inside. He looked at my finger and then asked me to sit down and not to move. So again, again the problem or the funny thing. The grandfather, sorry, the old gray-haired man also don't know or also is not able to identify what bite was it. You understood? Even the old man was not able to identify which insect had bitten him. Even the old man also could do that. You see, he is called as a village doctor, and maybe he know that it's not a snake. He may not be telling that, or he may not know that. Okay, we do not know exactly. Okay, let's stop over here and let's continue from the next class.